It's 7 o'clock, so we'll call this meeting October 1st, 2018 of the City Council to order. The first thing we have is our invocation. Archbishop Slater is here, and I'm sorry, you get double duty. You have to come for planning commission, you have to come for prayer. That's a lot. If you would, please stand.
Shall we pray? Father, we thank you for this opportunity, Lord, to say thank you. We're gracious to you, Lord, thanking you, Lord, that even the things and the storms and the things that we've been through, God, could have been worse, but you sustained us. Father, help us as we go forward to make the right decision, doing the right things, and helping to show love toward one another. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, sir. Chief Sessions, was that young man out there in the audience, is he related to you? Yes, I mean, Chief, I said 440, is he related to you?
This is my son, Ben.
Well, your son, Ben, can you come up here and help us with the Pledge of Allegiance? Do you mind doing that? Because you look like you are very qualified. We're going to face the flag, and you start us when you're ready.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, young man. We appreciate you doing that.
Yes.
Next, we have roll call.
Mayor Allen.
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Vance.
Here.
Councilmember Williams.
Here.
Councilmember Roberts.
Here.
Councilmember Stevens.
Here.
Councilmember Foster.
Present.
Councilmember Acott.
Here.
We're all here. Next, we have the approval of the minutes for the work session and regular meeting of August 20th, 2018, and the work session and regular meeting of September 4th, 2018 for adoption.
Make a motion, we adopt the meeting of August 20th and September 4th.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor, raise your right hand. Opposed likewise. The minutes are approved. All right, so next we're going to be the presentations, and we have one presentation tonight, and that's a resolution expressing appreciation for service rendered by Ronnie Barnes as an employee of the City of Goldsboro for more than 20 years. Whereas Ronnie Barnes retires on October 1, 2018 as a senior firefighter with the Goldsboro Fire Department of the City of Goldsboro with more than 20 years of service. Ronnie began his career on July 29, 1998 as a firefighter with the Goldsboro Fire Department and the City of Goldsboro. On June 24, 2015, Ronnie's position was designated as a senior firefighter with the Goldsboro Fire Department, where he had served until his retirement. Ronnie has proven himself to be a dedicated, efficient public servant who has gained the admiration and respect of his fellow workers and the citizens of the City of Goldsboro. Whereas the mayor and the city council of the City of Goldsboro are desirous on behalf of themselves, city employees, and the citizens of the City of Goldsboro for expressing to Ronnie Barnes our deep appreciation and gratitude for the service rendered by him to the city over these years. Therefore, be it resolved by the mayor and city council of the City of Goldsboro, number one, we express our deep appreciation and gratitude for the dedicated service rendered during Ronnie's tenure with the city. Two, we offer Ronnie our very best wishes for success, happiness, prosperity, and good health in his future endeavors. This resolution shall be incorporated into the official minutes of the City of Goldsboro and shall be in full force and effect from and after this, the first day of October 2018. All for this for adoption.
Move to adopt.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor, raise your right hand. Resolution passes. Ronnie, come on up here. I got the official one here that we need to everybody over.
Didn't seem right not to have Ronnie running around the fire truck station. Need him.
Congratulations.
Thanks, sir.
Thank you for a great job well done. You got a smile now. Okay. Yeah, you want to get, why don't you just get just your family up here? Y'all come on. All the family come on up here. You want us to take a picture? Oh, Chief's got it.
That's quite lovely. On three. 1, 2, and 3. Very good. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Mayor, I want one more.
Shake your hand, sir. Thank you for what you did. First responder. Thank you, sir. Thank you for the service. That's a long time.
Thanks, sir. I'm good. Thanks for that work here.
Thank you for your service.
Thank you for your service.
Brian, I hate to see you got this again,
Smile one
because
more time.
I was just in my camera. Okay, all right.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Thank you again, Ronnie. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
20 years.
All right, buddy. Thank you again. Thanks so much. Okay, that's all we have under presentations. Under public hearings, we got a continuous annexation request of 3 J's. Jennifer?
Item C is a continuous annexation request. This is 3J. The property is located on the north side of US 70 East between North Oak Forest Road and East Ash Street Extension. It is a total area of 9.74 acres. The City Council at their meeting on August 20th, 2018 scheduled a public hearing for the proposed annexation of the subject property. A public hearing notice was properly advertised stating the time, place, and purpose of the meeting. Due to the recent hurricane, the council's meeting on September the 17th was canceled and the public hearing was rescheduled for tonight. If City Council determines that the proposed annexation meets all the requirements of General Statutes 160A-31, it has the authority to adopt an annexation ordinance. All city services can be provided to the property. The site is currently vacant and development plans have been approved for the operation of a car dealership. Again, it's 9.74 acres, and the property is currently zoned general business, conditional district, and is limited to the use of a car dealership. The area is adjacent and contiguous to the city boundaries on the western and southern boundaries. Fire protection, police protection, as well as refuse collection is all be provided by city services. And the city will be able to, like I said, provide the commercial refuge service to the site upon request. There's no street section included within the petition for annexation. City water and sewer service is available, and the developer will require to extend the water lines to serve the site. The subject parcels were only estimated or recently subdivided, and new tax values are not available at this time. However, based on the adjacent property values, it is anticipated that the revenues with city tax rate is $5,552. If this area is annexed, it would be added to the District 2 for the city. It is by motion after the public hearing, adopt the attached ordinance annexing the 3J's property effective October the 31st, 2018. Any questions for staff?
Any questions? All right, this is a public hearing, continuous annexation request of 3 J's, north side of US 70. Would anybody like to speak? Anybody like to speak? Seeing none, we will close this public hearing, and you have a recommendation.
I make a motion that we adopt the continuous annexation and request from the 3 J's.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor, raise your right hand. Opposed, same. Motion carries. All right, next we'll move to public comment period. Anybody in the audience like to speak up to 3 minutes? Anybody in the audience is welcome to speak up to 3 minutes. Anybody want to speak? All right, seeing none, we're going to close the public comment, and we're going to move to consent agenda.
Looking for a motion?
Yeah.
Randy.
Oh, I'm
I
sorry.
thought Randy was going to start it, but that's okay.
Sorry, I was looking ahead to the next agenda item. Yeah, before you, Mayor, items D through O, you did remove item regarding the sewer rate structure L off the agenda and tabled it to next time.
Okay, we've got items D through O, removing item L off the consent agenda. Is there a motion to approve it?
Motion to approve.
All right. Councilmember Stevens made a motion to approve. Is there a second?
Second.
Roll call?
Mayor Allen.
Yes, ma'am.
Mayor Pro Tem
Yes.
Cannon. Councilmember Williams.
Yes.
Councilmember Broadway.
Yes.
Councilmember Stevens.
Yes.
Councilmember Foster.
No.
Councilmember Raines.
Yes.
All right, the consent agenda is passed. Items requiring individual action, we have none. City manager report?
Yes, sir, Mr. Mayor. I just want to take a moment to say thank you to our city employees for their hard work and dedication and long hours they put in over Hurricane Florence. We had a great response from our employees, and I just want to touch on a few highlights of what they did during the storm. The Police Fire Command Center was activated on September 13th, was manned 24 hours per day in 12-hour shifts. It was deactivated on September 18th. During the storm, the MRAP was utilized for high water rescue, patrolling and checking areas that are prone to flooding. During the storm, using the MRAP and the Deuce and a Half, the Explorer Man and Mobile Command, police and fire personnel helped a total of 47 people within the city that were escorted from their homes or vehicles after calling for help. During the storm, the Goldsboro Fire Department responded to approximately 100 calls for service. The fire department responded solely and provided assistance with 12 water rescue calls and rescued approximately 20 individuals and 1 pet from immediate danger. Public Works has collected and hauled approximately 10,000 cubic yards of debris, jet vac and rotted 47 catch basins. That was before the storm, trying to make sure the flooding was minimized, and the street sweepers has swept 23.7 curb miles collecting debris off the city streets. Parks and Rec staff assisted with filling about 5,000 or helping with 5,000 sandbags to put at various locations around the town. And Herman Park Center is the distribution center for the American Red Cross, and W.A. Foster has been used for sheltering Red Cross volunteers overnight. Our inspections, planning, and engineering staff mapped out, modeled, printed, and delivered over 2,000 door hangers that we preemptively put on the doors or houses or apartments that are prone to flooding before the storm, and then right after the storm, before the areas that would flood with the rising river waters, to try to give them advance notice that they may want to seek higher ground. And our public utility staff worked over 3,700 hours and ran generators for over about 700 hours to keep our water plant, wastewater plant, and pump stations operational after the storm, so our water was safe and drinkable and available when needed. So I just really appreciate what our staff did, and I just wanted to highlight their achievements during the storm.
All right. Anything else?
That's it, sir.
All right, thank you, Mr. Guthrie. We do have 2 resolutions, and I'll be glad to read those. The first one is Resolution 2018-59. Resolution expresses appreciation for service rendered by Robert T. Smith as an employee of the City of Goldsboro for more than 28 years. Whereas R.T. Smith retires October 1, 2018 as Assistant Training Specialist with the Goldsboro Police Department of the City of Goldsboro with more than 28 years of service. R.T. began his career on August 15, 1990 as a police officer with the Goldsboro Police Department. On December 10, 1997, R.T. was promoted to evidence technician with the Goldsboro Police Department. On July 1, 2005, R.T.'s position was reclassified as a crime scene specialist within the Goldsboro Police Department. On October 29, 2014, R.T. was transferred into the position of Assistant Training Specialist with the Goldsboro Police Department, where he has served until his retirement. Whereas R.T. has proven himself to be a dedicated, efficient public servant who gained the admiration and respect of his fellow workers and the citizens of the City of Goldsboro, whereas the mayor, the city council of the City of Goldsboro are desirous on behalf of ourselves, city employees, and the citizens of the City of Goldsboro of expressing to R.T. their deep appreciation and gratitude for the service rendered by him to the city over the years. Therefore, be it resolved by the mayor and the city council of the City of Goldsboro, North Carolina, that number 1, we express our deep appreciation and gratitude to R.T. for his dedicated service rendered during his tenure with the City of Goldsboro. 2, we offer R.T. our very best wishes for success, happiness, prosperity, and good health in his future endeavors. This resolution shall be incorporated in the official minutes of the City of Goldsboro and shall be in full force and effect from this and after the first day of October 2018. I'll offer this for adoption.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor, raise your right hand. Resolution passes. The next one is Resolution 2018-60. Resolution expresses appreciation for service rendered by Earl McIntyre as an employee of the City of Goldsboro for more than 13 years. Whereas Earl McIntyre retires on October 1, 2018 as a police officer in the Goldsboro Police Department of the City of Goldsboro with more than 13 years of service. Earl began his career on December 29, 2004 as a police officer with the Goldsboro Police Department, where he has served until his retirement. Earl has proven himself to be a dedicated, efficient public servant who gained the admiration and respect of his fellow workers and the citizens of the City of Goldsboro. The mayor and the city council of the City of Goldsboro are desirous on behalf of themselves, city employees, and the citizens of the City of Goldsboro of expressing to Earl McIntyre their deep appreciation and gratitude for the service rendered by him to the city over the years. Therefore, be it resolved by the mayor and the city council of the City of Goldsboro, North Carolina, that number 1, we express our deep appreciation and gratitude to Earl for the dedicated service rendered during his tenure with the City of Goldsboro. 2, we offer Earl our very best wishes for success, happiness, prosperity, and good health in his future endeavors. This resolution shall be incorporated into the official minutes of the City of Goldsboro and shall be in full force and effect from and after this, the first day of October 2018. All for this resolution for adoption.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor, raise your right hand. Resolution 2018 passes for Earl McIntosh. So we thank both these gentlemen for all their years of service, and we hope they do have a great retirement as they come forward. Next, we'll move to City Council comments. We'll start with Councilor Williams.
I just want to thank all of our citizens, all of our city employees that worked hard, all of our visitors that came and worked hard through our hurricane. And I also want to thank people that I called to action, and they, just went into action to help our community out. We had local barbers, we had local business owners here, and we had just regular people here that I asked them for something to help our homeless people and our less fortunate people that had went through some challenges through Florence, and they were there. They were there, and I really appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. I want to thank some of our nonprofits that helped as well. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Councilman Broadway.
I'd like to echo Councilman Williams' remarks. I'd also like to thank the churches. The churches stepped up, a number of churches stepped up, and they're still stepping up. And also our public works guys. I talked to a guy on a front end loader, and I could barely get to my house. And I said, well, what you doing out here? He said, well, what are you doing out here? And but he was there, and they picked up the trash, the dead limbs almost before they fell. So public work and fire, everybody, thank you for what you did. It was a lot smoother this time, sir.
Councilmember Stevens.
I also want to echo those sentiments. I want to thank my fire chief and the whole fire department from all 5 different firehouses, and thanking them all for all their help in trying to get individuals moved and put in safe positions. And then also wanted to echo out to the Coley family and the individuals of District 3 and throughout the whole city, that the former W.A. Foster Center has now been named and will become named the T.C. Coley Community Center, I guess. And I don't know, when are we planning a grand opening?
I think we could try to do that sometime late October. We got to figure it out.
So we want to do a grand opening sometime in October, and hope that everyone will come out and celebrate. And I planned on giving Mr. Ashford a American flag before he can put up on the flagpole. So thank him, and to the Coley family, thank you and Mr. TC for all his hard work with that community center. Thank you.
Mr. Aycock.
Again, I was just impressed with the reaction from our city employees, both in public works and in the fire department and the police department, on the fine work they did. This was a tough time, but we learned a lot from Matthew, and I just wish we don't get another flood for another 100 years. But thank you guys, really.
Mr. Foster?
Yes. During the storm, I received several phone calls from the community about supplies needed, whether it was food, cleaning supplies, baby wipes, diapers, etc. And the community really stepped up to help out a lot of people, and I'm thankful for that. One of the things that I would like to see the council do is, we spend about $4,000 a year, between $3,000 and $4,000 a year eating before our city council meetings. Well, some of us eat, some of us don't, but that's about the number that we spend. I would like to see that money put towards crisis situations. So when a crisis comes up next time, the shelters aren't in need of food. We have the money ready and available to, whether it's a restaurant that we call or whether we call whatever, to get those supplies there, and that money be used for that. I think it's a lot more important for us to give back to our citizens than for us to give to ourselves. So I would like to make a motion that we stop feeding ourselves and our directors during our council meetings, and we put that money towards crisis situations, whether it be a flood or whatever, for the community, for supplies and food, so they don't have to go without.
I second that motion.
There's a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? No discussion. All those in favor of the motion, raise your right hand. Opposed, likewise. Motion fails. Any more comments, Mr. Foster?
That's it.
Okay, thank you, sir. Mr. Ham?
We were fortunate this time in Hurricane Florence compared to Matthew in the amount of destruction that we had. But even that, there were people that did suffer. And I was out each day right after the hurricane passed and visiting the area, talking with people, and what I observed, generally speaking, was a good attitude amongst the people that were faced with some difficulty and some with more extreme difficulty. I also visited our public works, our police department, our fire department, and spoke with those people that I saw, both in the department and out on the job. And as has been said here tonight, we have a great team of people working here in this city, people. We really do. They do their job great every day, but they do an extremely good job under the circumstances that we have been through recently in the past, and the same thing 2 years ago. I went down to see Chief Dixon at the fire department. I actually went to the fire department to see the people, but he was there. He had his cot there where he was sleeping on the, not sleeping on the job, but sleeping at the job, you know. And he was very alert, and over to the police department, speaking with those guys, and of course the public works folks. They all did a tremendous job, and the city residents need to be aware that we have some fine individuals providing the services for you. They were out picking up garbage as soon as the roads were passable, and you know, trying to make sure that people who had suffered the loss of electricity and had damaged foods that they couldn't keep and were throwing away, that those foodstuffs were taken away and disposed of. So I commend you guys, every one of you.
Yeah. Well, I don't know how I could add anything to all these great comments that the folks have made about our citizens and all our employees and everybody that's helped. I will say that I do want to thank the folks from the state. The state were very, very good about getting us resources as we need them. Our EOC here was really good, did a really good job. I think we got to thank Duke. I think Duke did phenomenal work getting assets back and getting power back up, and I don't want to leave them out. But most of all, our citizens just helped our citizens, as a lot of people alluded to, and that's really been good. Our staff, you know, they always do phenomenal work. I mean, every time we have a storm, well, matter of fact, I think we're getting too good at it. I mean, that's the sad thing. And maybe David's right. Maybe the next is 100 years from now. But I do want to just remind those and let those who suffered through Matthew know that we're not going to forget them either, because there's still a lot of people out there who are not fixed or not whole from Matthew. So I want them to know that we're not going to forget them either. Fortunately or unfortunately, some of the people, or a lot of people that were hurt this time were same people that were hurt in Matthew. But still, we want those folks to know that we're still going to advocate for them. We know there's still some buyout money needed. There's still a lot of money going to be flowing from these storms. So we just got to figure out how to use it good and to the betterment of our people. So we will do that over the next couple of, really it'll be a couple of years, because nothing's fast with FEMA money. And following up on what Councilmember Singh says, the TC Coley Center, if you haven't been, you ought to just go see it. It has been renovated. Asher's boxing is in there, and he has done a phenomenal job with his program already in there, and we're going to have others. I know there's a couple of churches fixing to go in there, but it's meant to be a community space. So as we set the board up, as we get this thing operating, we just encourage everyone to use this facility. It'll be a great facility for our community, and it's really nice. It really is a very nice renovation job. So I look forward to seeing it more successful, and we will have a ribbon cutting. We got to figure out when, and probably even have a work day out there. But I think that's really going to be an asset to our community, so I encourage everybody. With that, thank you everybody for coming. We'll stand adjourned.